Shalom. First off, we give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Mukarkadash. Those are the true names of the Heavenly Father and the only begotten Son. Yahweh meaning He is or He is to be. Okay, Ba'ashem is in the name of Yahushai. Yahushai is the only begotten Son. Okay, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His true name is Yahushai. The meaning is He delivers or He deliverer. Okay. And of course, double honors to the apostles, elders, great millstone, peace and salutations to the elect. Just real quick, I want to, Lord's will, I can get straight to the point, and just be edified, and it's something that's, been on my spirit, and just pertaining to, just examining yourself and considering. And as a matter of fact, before we go into the scripture, I just want to get the 28. Get a quick definition of considering. To consider, it says, think carefully about something, typically before making a decision. It says, think about, to be drawn toward. It says, regard, since to having a specified quality. But the verb, it says, think carefully about something. It says, typically before making a decision. And ultimately the decision making, which that goes into discernment and just ultimately judgment. Okay, making the correct judgment, because we understand that every move, every step we take, it can essentially be our last one, man. It can be our last one, and that's why I'm a matter of fact, I'm gonna read that because I got scriptures lined up. I'm gonna read this from my sword. This is 1 Peter, chapter 1, right? In verse 17, it says, and if ye be called on the Father, who without respect the person judgeth according to every man's work, pass the time of your sojourning here in fear. Okay, so our time sojourning here in certain decision making and things of that nature, we gotta move with fear, and that's every walk, man, every walk of life, whether it be pertaining to the brotherhood, how you can interacting with your brothers, okay, whether you on a job, whether you're dealing with people in the world, and so on and so forth. Just make sure before you making certain moves, you considering, you're thinking, okay, before you do that. And I mean, this is kind of straying away, because the point I wanted to go back and make, because in order to consider, in order to have discernment, in order to use wisdom, okay, and pretty much every scenario, first and foremost, it starts with the fear of the Lord, because that's the origin of wisdom. That's the spirit, because I was actually reading that last night. It says, right, it says, this is Sirach, bear with me, I wanted to keep these precepts. I'm going to read from my sword. Sirach 1:14, it says, to fear the Lord, it says, is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb. Okay, so the beginning of that wisdom, okay, which wisdom goes into, ultimately is the conduct. And it's if you're using wisdom, okay, and it can be used in pretty much, well, not pretty much, it can be used with every scenario and should be applied in every scenario, man. All right. But back to the point, because I got that considered, right? And it says, this is Ezekiel 18, right? Right. 18 and 27, it says, again, when the wicked man turneth away from his wickedness that he hath committed, and doeth that which is lawful and right, he shall save his soul alive. It says, because he considereth and turneth away from his transgressions that he hath committed, he shall surely live and surely not die. Okay. And and that's the point, by us, considering. And you go to Isaiah, the first chapter, and that was just one of the key things when the prophet Isaiah, when he went to speak, okay, into the nation of Israel. And that was one of the things that we were not doing, man. We wasn't thinking carefully about something. Typically, before making a decision, we wasn't thinking. Jake essentially wasn't thinking, was not thinking at all, and that brings me to another scripture, 2 Corinthians 13:5. It says, examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith, prove your own selves, know ye not your own selves that Yahweh Shah Mashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. Okay, so through the act of considering, through thinking, it's a process of examining yourself. Okay. And when you examining yourself, what, man? You getting to the bottom of things, man. All right. When you get sick, you go see a physician. All right. They go through a process of examining, and looking at all your symptoms. All right. Looking at what may have caused, okay, the sickness, trying to get to the root of the problem. All right, and they go through certain steps, to get the the ultimately the sum, or the answer, to solve the problem. Okay, and we're supposed to be doing that in the spirit. That's something, man, and that's another thing, man. The Passover, as I've been saying this, it's been on my spirit a little bit, because we're coming up in the Passovers, maybe the next couple months, I believe so. And it's a time of ultimately reflecting, because it's not a physical thing. It's a physical thing, but at the same time, on this go around, it's a spiritual thing. All right, okay. We still practice the customs, of course. We still apply, what was told for us to do, but the leavening, the leavening is within us. Okay, because we look back at that account, and Jake, every out of all the death, from the deliverance that the Lord gave us, after that, Jake went back into captivity. Here it is. We served, was in Egypt for roughly 400 years, okay, as it was prophesied that we were going to be. But then what happened? Okay, Jake came out of there, and as soon as they came out, with the murmuring, all right, the erecting idols, okay, and so on and so forth. Okay, so what that is for us now, us to examine and to look at that, right, is to understand that, listen, the problem wasn't us being in captivity. It's what caused us to go into captivity, man, and it's ourselves. It's we have to go within ourselves and purge out that leaven, man. Okay, and continue to kill that old man. Put his ass to death. All right, and we need the Lord to be able to do that. So it was a couple precepts that I wanted to get. Lamentations is a good one. Yep, Psalm 62:2. Examine me, O Lord, and prove me. Try my reins in my heart. It says, Lamentations 3:40 says, let us search and try our ways and turn again to the Lord. All right. And it says, let me see. Right, and that's the point, That's the point. I don't want to, linger this on, but I just want to hit the points, man. Point is through that examination, man, and ultimately, asking the Lord, man, it ain't even. You can ask him, but that's what's going to be. That's what's going to happen regardless. Okay, him trying you to see where you at. Okay, you being tested. Okay, because that's essentially what this all is. What we're in, when it comes to the ministry and to the to the faith, to the brotherhood, certain you're going to be tested with certain things. Okay? The Lord is going to test you and see how humble you are and see where you at in the spirit. Okay? And he's going to put you in situations, in certain scenarios to try you. Okay? This is the trial period, to pretty much purge out, to sift, okay, the nation of Israel, because the sifting process is always taking place. Okay? So, man, the pride, the thinking yourself to be better than somebody, okay, you over somebody, I'm gonna say you in front of somebody, and you think you better than somebody, okay? Can't nobody tell you nothing, right? You got all the answers, right? The Lord is gonna check you on that shit, man. He gonna check you. So it's better for you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get this thing. It's better for you to do it. It's better for you to check yourself before you wreck yourself. And this is a quick definition. I put in this trimming dead leaves promote growth. It says the annual cutting out of dead or old wood allows development of new replacement shoots. It says low down on the shrubs, and these new shoots will flower freely. The following year. It says leave them and encourage their growth by removing old wood. It says cut the old and leave the young is the best rule of thumb in flowering shrubs. It says some pruning may be necessary to maintaining desired shape and shorten extra vigorous shoots. It says pruning reduces the amount of wood and so diverts energy into production of larger. It says though possibly fewer flowers and or fruit, most flowering shrubs will bloom either on 1 year old growth or on new year growth, right? So is even within plants, essentially, if anybody's ever dealt with horticulture, botany, you dealing or you growing plants, the rule of thumb is, you gotta prune the plant, for it to grow properly. Okay, you getting off the excess, dead things. You make room, for the new. All right, for the better. Okay, and that's what we need to be doing in the spirit. Just constantly examining yourself, constantly, looking at things that you need to work on, man, and asking the Lord first and foremost to guide you in your steps. That's what the Lord requires of us, man. All right, to examine ourselves, to purge out that old leaven, to grow, man. To really truly understand what's going on. Look around you, man. Look at look at the relationship between you and your brother. Really look at that, man. Look at your mindset on what this ministry is about. Where's your mind at? Look at how you conducting. Look at how you speaking. You better check yourself, man. You better check yourself, or the Lord will check you. And when he does it, you're not going to want to, you're not going to want to deal with it because it's going to hurt. And then when he check you, it's still more tests with that, man. He going to see how you take that. And how you take that, it's going to be, man, it's a life and death situation, man. All right? So that's the point, man. So with that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.